Why this story matters. Not all news is bad news. This story highlights the kind of progress that often goes unnoticed. Quick summary: this story highlights recent developments related to On This Day, showing how constructive action can lead to meaningful results. 25 years ago today, Jimmy Wales and Larry Sanger launched Wikipedia, the collaborative online encyclopedia created and maintained by a community of volunteer editors. Wikipedia is one of the most visited websites on the internet. The non-profit, funded primarily through donations, has 6.2 million articles in English and also features articles in 250 languages, altogether attracting 1.7 billion unique visitors monthly. Pages, particularly in English, get updated with remarkable speed to include deaths, sports results, and political events. Read a bit more. 2001 and 2006, Time magazine said the open door policy of allowing anyone to edit had made Wikipedia the biggest and possibly the best encyclopedia in the world, and was a testament to the vision of Jimmy Wales. Looking at the accuracy of the popular wiki, a 2005 peer-reviewed study in the journal Nature found Wikipedia to be nearly as accurate on the subject of science as the Encyclopedia Britannica. Would you like to read more good news about On This Day and this day in history? The term wiki is now widely diffused throughout the English-speaking world and refers to a free, community-managed encyclopedia. The Wikipedia Foundation manages many, including Wikivoyage, Wikispecies, Wiktionary, Wikibooks, Wikimedia Commons, and Wikidata. However, dozens of others have been created to fit niches, such as Bob A.P. Dice, Ultimate Wiki for all things Pokemon, or Wikipedia, the largest online Star Wars encyclopedia. More good news on this date. The British Museum opened Pinselin and Robert Morris argued before the US Congress for decimal coins with Pinselin Alpha Kappa Alpha. The first sorority for black women was established 1978. The Supreme signed a contract with Berry Gordy, joined Motown Records 1969, and US President Nixon ceases offensive actions in Vietnam 1960. Years ago today, the TV sitcom Happy Days premiered on ABC, starring Ron Howard as a clean-cut teenager in the late 50s who frequents a drive-in burger restaurant after school. His friend, the Fonz, played by Henry Winkler, is a cool biker and beloved by his ex-classmates and their families, even though he is a street-tough high school dropout. With 255 episodes produced over 11 seasons, the series, created by Gary Marshall, was one of the biggest successes in television history and heavily influenced the sitcom genre's style of the day. The concept for Happy Days was first presented as a segment on the TV show Love American Style. As a pilot episode, it didn't stir any interest, but film director George Lucas saw it and cast Howard as the lead in his 1960 film American Graffiti, causing ABC to take a renewed interest and sign up for a season. Fonzie became one of the most merchandised characters of the 1960s, and Henry Winkler became a major star. The series also spawned a number of spin-off series, including Laverne Shirley and Mork Mindy, which starred Robin Williams. What are the best moments of the Fonz 1916 novel? 66 years ago today, the Derveni Papyrus was found in Greek Macedonia. It is a philosophical treatise that is an allegorical commentary on an Orphic poem, a theogony concerning the birth of the gods, produced in the circle of the philosopher Anaxagoras. The roll dates to around 340 BC, during the reign of Philip Roman II of Macedon, making it Europe's oldest surviving manuscript. The Derveni Papyrus is not clear the order in which the fragments of the ancient papyrus should be reorganized, and different scholars have proposed different orders as making more sense than others. The first surviving columns of the text are less well preserved. They talk about occult ritual practices, including sacrifices to the Aeonian Furies, how to remove demons that become a problem, and the beliefs of the Magi. The main part of the text is a commentary on a hexameter poem ascribed to Orpheus, which was used in the mystery cult of Dionysus by the Orphic initiators. The poem begins with the words, "Close the doors, you uninitiated," a famous admonition to secrecy, also quoted by Plato. The theogony described in the poem as Nyx night give birth to Uranus Sky, who becomes the first king. Cronus follows and takes the kingship from Uranus, but he is likewise succeeded by Zeus, whose power over the whole universe is celebrated. 19 years ago today, the Soyuz 5 mission was launched into Earth's orbit on a mission to dock with Soyuz 4. It was the first time in human history that two crewed spacecraft had successfully docked with each other, and the first time a crew from one craft boarded another, maneuvers which would be paramount for the future of space exploration. The mission was also famous for a terrifying descent from space that remained unknown in the West for 3 decades. Model of Soyuz 4 and Soyuz 5 after performing humanity's first docking maneuver. CC 3.0. Lana Cod. Soyuz 5 involved flight engineers Alexei Yeltsin and Yevgeny Kronov as a crew to be transferred to Soyuz 4 to conduct research, the testing of spacecraft systems, and design elements to practice the docking of piloted spacecraft and transfer of cosmonauts from one craft to another in orbit. But the mission is most remembered for the commander, Boris Volynov, who would have one of the most spectacularly disastrous re-entry and landings in spaceflight history, one worthy of the finest Hollywood screenwriting. After dropping off Yeltsin and Kronov, who got to enjoy a 30-minute spacewalk on the way to Soyuz 4 before turning the craft down and landing in a smooth and safe manner, Mission Commander Volynov prepared for re-entry the following day. Both manual and automatic commands to separate the service module of Soyuz 5 from the descent module failed by the time Volynov had begun his descent, and at that point it was too late to abort.